Hi guys, it's me again, Jennifer Montgomery, back again today. I've been really inspired this week. This is fun. It's exciting. I love talking about like empath things and just reading feedback from other similar gifted people. So yeah, so Inspired Soul Sessions is back with talking about empathy and the truth. So, empaths are naturally gifted at detecting lies. So it's almost like we're like human lie detectors in a sense. I pick up on it really, really quickly. I can generally tell when somebody's full of shit. um, I can tell when someone's not being entirely forthcoming. And I can often tell when someone's not being honest with themselves. So, that coupled with my authenticity doesn't always make a good recipe for people that are not ready to face the truth because I will be vocal about it. So, I'm not interested or willing in getting into a conversation with somebody that's full of shit. So when I sense that or I feel that, I energetically detach and I'll entertain it from afar, if that makes any sense, from an energetic perspective. So I'm more observant. I don't internalize it. It's not personal. It's that person, and that's where they're at. I used to take it personal. It used to bother me a lot. I used to get really upset when I was lied to. But I've since learned that really, when someone's not being honest, it has more to do with themselves than it has to do with anyone else. So I keep that in mind, and I actually send them love because if you're not being truthful or living your truth or being honest with yourself, it's kind of a lousy way to live. So I get really like big soul. It almost sounds like a I don't want to say a drum, but it's like flashing lights. It's like I can't, if there's something that's not right or off, I can't continue for very long in that energy. So and it just happens. Like I don't know what it is. I get like a nudge, like, oh, something's not right here. And then I kind of I process that, I store it. Like, okay, like, why am I thinking this? What could it be? And sometimes there's absolutely no rhyme or reason. It's just I get this feeling that, okay, it typically happens with people that are new in my life, but when it happens with people that I have a history with, it's actually a lot more it's painful sometimes because I'm like, why don't you want to just be honest? But like examples of like I've met people and there'll just be something I'm like, something's off here. And I like to research things. I don't just let it go. I don't let things go. That's probably why I cause a little bit of irritation to people that don't want to like step up and be in their truth, because I'll call you right out on it. Like I don't have any problem with doing that because I am not in a position where I'm like, okay, I'm going to like just sit here and just, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I'm going to go down your like, like unenlightened path. No, like I'm going to say it. Like if there's a big elephant in the room, we ought to acknowledge it because that's conscious living. So it's interesting when I get the nudge because I'm not really sure why. But then if I look into it further and then I find validation or proof, and sometimes it'll just come upon me like fast. It'll just, or maybe after the fact, like after something, I'm like, oh, that's why blah, 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 blah happened. And then an entire scenario or an entire situation will make perfect sense. It's just like a piece that perhaps was missing, that it wasn't in the open. It wasn't out there. It was hidden. And then something in my consciousness was like, no, something's just not feeling right. This isn't right. So, interestingly enough, like I had met a person several years ago, and it was nice. Like, meeting this person was very nice, but there was something that felt off. And I wasn't sure what it was. I couldn't figure out what it was, but I'm like, all right, so I'm going to look this person up. I'm checking this person out. And my instincts, or what people call like your spidey senses, were 150% correct, because I found listen, if I'm going to find something, I'm going to find it. And this person wasn't being honest about their last name because they had something to hide. And the way I found out the truth was by going on to a municipality's website, tracking down the address so that I could then find the person who said, oh, this is my name. And that's how I figured it out. And then, of course, me being me, I had to call him out on it. And I did. So it wasn't until actually like a little bit later that I actually figured out entirely why. But the thing is that it didn't matter to me. I'm not a judgmental person, so I just think it's really important for people to be authentic. Some people are hiding behind like veneers and veils of like who they think they should be or who they want to be. And the truth is that we're all human and nobody's perfect. So just be real. And it would save everybody a lot of problems, because if everybody was just real about everything, we wouldn't have any kind of nonsense and to say, okay, hey, I have this issue, I have that issue, I'm batshit crazy. Okay, you batshit crazy? Okay, awesome. Let's just be batshit crazy together. I mean, it would save a lot of time, like, I think, right? But anyway, the honesty thing, it's just, it's very detectable. If someone's not being real, or they're trying to fool me. I don't play that. I'm sorry. I just don't play that. So you want to play the manipulation game? Okay. Nada. Not here. Because, I will sense it and I won't say nothing. I will just kind of see where it's going, because I know me. I have my own power. So I'm good. But it tells me a lot more about somebody else than it does me. Because I'm like, oh, okay. I see how you roll. Awesome. You think you're kidding me, but the truth is it will backfire, because karma is legit. It's real. So it's all good. Maybe it may take me a little bit, but that's okay. I'm good. I'll stand in my power. I know who I am. It's like high priestess energy. Like, okay, I'll sit back. You do your thing. Go ahead, do a little dance. Let me see. We'll see how this goes. And people reveal themselves. So I've learned to pay attention to that nudge or that little whisper that might, that suggests. And then I look, I pay attention, and I watch, and we see how it goes. And I will say 9 times out of 10, I'm precisely correct. And for me, it helps in my discernment. It's not against anybody. It helps me. And that's where I can be grateful for the gift of empathy and intuition and the truth. Because then that says to me, okay, you know what? This person is not going to jive with my energy and, my mission in life, because I'm all about the light and being honest and being in the truth. So, if you ask me something, I'll be honest. And sometimes people don't like to hear what I have to say, but I'd much rather be transparent and upfront and direct from the giddy up than, mislead somebody or have someone feel like they were manipulated or, misled. I mean, that's just lousy to me. I don't like that feeling. So I would never, inflict that on another person. and it's happened to me in my life. So I'm just like, okay, I know what that feels like. I would never, ever, ever want that to be something that I delivered to somebody else. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting the way it happens. It'll just be like this nudge, and or just like, no, I don't think so. And in fact, it happened today with a situation, and I confronted it head on. And I don't think the person was real happy with me, but I don't care, because the truth is, and it was admitted when I confronted it on the phone, that what I suggested was correct, and it was trying to be hid under an email that was then retracted. Well, you can't retract something you said and then act like it didn't happen and then tell me no. I've seen it, and then I got the feeling. I knew this in advance. I was contemplating this because I had a feeling that this was happening, but I didn't have the proof. So here came the proof, and then let me retract it. Well, no. What is this about? Now I'm going to call you out on it. So, and I had the feeling anyway, it was already there. So I wasn't being told anything that I really didn't already have the indication of. So follow those things. They're important. They're indicators. It's your intuition. It's your compass. Again, unfortunately, not everyone's honest. Unfortunately, not everyone's walking around with good intentions. So, I don't assume everyone does. I'm a light worker. I'm positive. I'm uplifting. I'm inspiring. But because of the situations I've overcome, I don't believe that everybody is with good intention. It's just the way it is. And I don't mean any ill will or any harm to anybody that walks around like that. I just don't want them around me. So. And I pay attention to that now. So yes, empaths were like human lie detectors. So if you're not going to be right and be honest and authentic, then adios. There's no room here. Because we drink our water and we stay in our own lane and we smile and we love each other and we keep it real. That's how we do it here. So again, thank you for listening. I hope it's helping. I've been getting some really good feedback. So that makes me really happy, and it like warms my heart, because this is like, again, I said, it's just like I've been called to do this and I don't know why. I just am, and I'm following it. I'm following my heart and following this feeling of like, just do it. Like, I don't know. I don't really have a plan. Such is my entire life. I'm leaving it to the universe in a lot of ways, but I'm keeping my intentions really pure and high vibration. So in the description box is my information. Social media is available to connect, follow. I do post inspiring things. And if anyone's interested in kind of any kind of phone inspired soul sessions on the phone, I have 30-minute and 1-hour sessions available. That's all in the description box. And please subscribe. It motivates me to share more too. So that's awesome. Because I'd like to know that people are interested and feeling uplifted and inspired, especially talking about things like empathy, because it is becoming more recognized in mainstream media. I see it on Facebook. I see it on Instagram. I don't know if it's just a result of what I follow, because that's like totally my world, spiritual things, energetic things, but I see a lot of it. So that's really encouraging, because I do believe that things are changing. I do believe that people are becoming a lot more aware and conscious and woke and living their best lives. So I think every person that goes in that direction, I think it's a really awesome step in the right direction for our planet as a whole, because it's important. We've been living in times where people haven't had choices, and they didn't even realize that there was these whole other worlds and dimensions available to us. So I think it's really cool, because I'm all about love, and it's really nice, and it feels good, and it's just awesome. So again, description box has the info, and have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Drink your water, stay in your own lane, love each other, and be happy and be nice. Okay, bye-bye.